So the big question is, what do you do with all those leftover medicines? The pills, the cough syrups, all this other stuff. Well, we have a solution for you. Don't flush it down the toilet. You need to talk to these guys. In the studio with us today, we have Lisa Jones. She's the coalition coordinator for Stand Up Polk. And we also have Lieutenant Kiva Harris with the Haines City Police Department. And joining us as well is Betty Cannons. She is the Information Education Coordinator with Waste Resource Management. Ladies, thanks for coming on today.
Thank you for having us.
Now we're here to talk about an event, but it's much more than just an event. It's really education. It's awareness, isn't it? Tell us about the Purge Your Pills event.
Well, it started about 4 years ago. We noticed that people were calling us up at the office wanting to know what to do with their medications when they were expired or they just no longer wanted to use them. And we started thinking about what we could do. So we got a hold of a law enforcement agency. The first one that partnered up with us was Lakeland Police Department. And during their open house, they just said, bring them in, we'll get them disposed of. And it has grown from one agency now to anywhere from 8 to 5 of them. Coming on board, we have one day we work with Department of Drug Enforcement Agency, and they help us then get the word out that people can just bring their medicines, no questions asked, drive through the police departments and drop them off. And at the same time, we give them an information bag that they can find out what's going on in the community or where they can go in between times to drop off their medications.
Now, Lieutenant Harris, how is Haines City Police Department involved with this? What kind of coordination with Stand Up Polk do you guys have?
Well, we partner up with them. A few years ago, we got to talking about how important it is to get the pills out of the homes. People from the community were hanging on to them. Once they realized that it was harmful to the environment, they would just keep them. And maybe even as a habit, folks would just have them in the home. I am also part of the Stand Up Polk Coalition, so in our meetings we discuss ways of positively trying to get rid of the pills. As a law enforcement agency, it worked out well for us to just basically have a spot for people to come, drop the pills off without having to worry about us taking their names or looking at all the different medications. We just basically bag it up and we take it over so it could be disposed of. As an agency, it was just important that we participate in this event. So we have officers come out on that Saturday and they work that day, making sure that when the folks come, there's also folks there from Stand Up Polk, Interact Alliance, and maybe Waste Management, giving out information from 3 different perspectives as to how important this is. Right. I remember our first pill drop, we had someone that, we had our first pill drop 4 years ago, and someone brought some pills there from the 1960s.
Whoa!
That's how long they'd had them.
To be exact.
Yes.
Don't they disintegrate after a couple years or something?
We didn't check that part out. We just looked at the bottle.
Oh my
We were just amazed that they were there.
That's crazy. Do you ever see some of these pills getting on the street or anything? Is there a danger to that?
Yes, there is a danger to it. People don't realize how unsafe it is to take someone else's medication. We have had deaths and overdoses in the state of Florida in the average of maybe 7 a day in reference to the dangers of prescription pills overdoses. Wow. So it is very important that the folks who have the pills, they bring them to us. If not our agency, another agency that's hosting the pill drop that particular day. And then in addition to that, we've established with Interact Alliance and Stand Up Polk some permanent drop boxes throughout the year so that if a person may not be here during the season of the drop-off, they can just bring it, we get rid of it, and it's disposed of at a pertinent time.
I would imagine probably drugs that are, older pills, things like that people aren't taking on a regular basis. It would be a lot easier to lose track of those if you have children, in the home, or kids that maybe get a hold of that or take the wrong medicine. As a parent, you may not even know that they get into those kinds of things.
Absolutely. Of course, there are different events, unfortunately, that young people have attended where they have parties and they may go in and get some of their grandparents' medications and take them knowing that the effects of them will modify their moods, not realizing that if it's not prescribed for them, that it can cause harm to their organs.
Right. So disposing of these pills that you're not taking anymore is vital. Really,
It's very important.
Now, Betty, talk to us a little bit about your involvement.
Well, about 4 years ago, we were just all on the same page. People were coming to our household hazardous waste facility located at the landfill, wanting to know what could they do with their expired medication. And so we're like, well, let's think about this. And so I just started kind of looking at all the other agencies, contacted Interact Alliance and said, hey, you know, is there any kind of program we can help to coordinate? Polk County will step on board as a partner to help cover some of the cost of this startup. And so therefore these drop-off events were established, because there again, medication from your home, even though it's not regulated by the DEA as it would be a business, it still has the same potential harmful,
Right.
not only to the environment. If flushed down the toilet, it goes through the wastewater lines. If you put it in your garbage, that's perfectly fine. We understand that. But there again, it's in your garbage. An animal could still get into it, and even though it's mixed in with old, you know, coffee grounds or dried up whatever, you know, animals adapt, and they can change the way that they go through the garbage. And so providing these collection events is the safe way for everybody.
Mm-hmm. Now that was something that the Board of County Commissioners, Polk County, actually realized was, hey, there is a serious need to be able to dispose of these pills properly.
I believe they did. I mean, we just kind of said to the board, this is a program we would like to help with and partner with, and when we can do anything for the community, the commissioners are all for it.
Right.
So, you know, they were on board with it.
Now, you said, Lisa, that this has been going on for a little while now. It's gotten bigger and bigger. How many years have you been doing it?
I've been doing it now 4 years, 4.5 years.
Okay. And what are some of the numbers? What are you seeing as far as you know, pills that are being brought in, medications that are being brought in?
Well, we don't really look at the medication to see what's being brought in. We look at the pounds. So we start off being maybe 100 pounds our first time, to this last time we collect over 1,300 pounds of medication.
Wow.
Yeah. And we don't take just the pills. We take liquids, we take sharps, so animal medications, any of that. So anyone can drop off the medication.
So anything that you have in your house that would be considered some type of hazardous material, hazardous medication, or leftover, like you said, needles, hypodermic needles, whatever. So with all of that medication that's brought in, what's the process? How does someone go about, you know, oh, I have some old pills in my cabinet. Where do you go? Where do you take them to?
Well, this time there's 5 different locations they can go to. So there's Auburndale Police Department, sorry, I'm looking at my cheat sheet, Haines City, Lake Alfred, Lake Wales, Lakeland, and Winter Haven. So they can basically take any medication they want, put them in a plastic bag. Please keep them in the original containers, and then you just drive through the police department there and just literally drop them off to them. There's no questions asked. They don't look inside to see what you're bringing. The only thing you need to keep separate is any sharps containers that you have. They will take those off to the side. We have had people in the past bring in literally gallon-sized bags just filled with different medications. And that's one thing we don't want folks to do. There's a couple reasons for that. We don't want them to get harmed, and we don't want them to get picked up by the police. And Kiva can talk a little bit more in regards to, you know, that important piece of it there.
Basically, it's just so that, not that we're necessarily looking at the names on the bottles, that they're legitimately bringing us medications that we can help dispose of. The one thing we just wanted to add is only during the pill purge events to bring the liquids, to bring the sharps. You can bring the pills throughout the year when we have our permanent drop boxes. But during the Purge Your Pill events, we're just taking everything. And then, of course, we want people to be safe. We don't want someone to ride by, maybe look over in the car. Don't leave the stuff in your car while you're at the grocery store. Someone sees it in there, and then they may break in your car and try and take it. So it's just a safe event. Most of it's set up just like a drive-through. At the Haines City Police Department, they drive through our front driveway. An officer walks out. They don't even have to get out their car. We hand them whatever literature that we have at the event. We take the pills, we put them in our disposable bags, and they go on about their way.
Right. Where does somebody go to find information about the big event, the Purge Your Pills, or even disposal of?
They can call our office at 863-802-0777, or you can go on Interact Alliance website, and that's spelled INNERACTALLIANCE.org. They're the fiscal agent for the coalition. But we also have it up on Facebook. We put it out on Twitter. Anywhere we can email it out to folks, we do it that way. We've asked folks to put it up on their marquees, so we try to blast it however we can. Along with the 3 permanent sites that we have right now, there'll be a news release in regards to those. But Winter Haven Police Department has had their permanent drop site now for about a year. Haines City just got theirs up and going. Lake Alfred has theirs up and going, and those 2 sites are both 24/7, so people can come any time of the day or night and drop off their off the pills there. And then we have Auburndale that'll be coming up with a permanent drop site there also. So there's locations throughout the town to go, or throughout the city. We also are working with Everest University to do a site there, do a one-day drop-off also. So if they want to know more about that one there, they can just give me a call at the office.
Okay. Well, this is great. A good opportunity to get rid of dangerous items that are in your house. And, we just don't really think about it sometimes. We out of sight, out of mind. But thanks for coming on, telling us about the big event, and we'll be sure to get the word out.
Thank you
for having us.
Thanks.
Yes, thank you.
That's the Purge Your Pills event. It's going on all through Polk County, several different drop-off locations. You're going to want to take your outdated medicine, pills, cough syrups, needles, all that kind of stuff. They're taking it during this specified drop-off time from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Saturday, September 29th. You can drop off at the Auburndale Police Department, the Haines City Police Department, Lake Alfred Police Department, Lake Wales Police Department, the Lakeland Police Department, and the Winter Haven Police Department. All these locations are going to be accepting your drop-off of pills and other medications. For more information, you can call 863-802-0777 or visit the website interactalliance.org.